Hello there, humans of the earth, this is Stormium, and today we have this Android netbook. This is something that's interested me for a very long time. You can buy a full netbook with a keyboard and a screen and everything for under 50 quid. Or around 50 quid. Sounds like a reasonable deal, doesn't it? Well, let's have a look if it is. 7-inch notebook on the side, made in China, absolute shocker. Notebook, this is actually a generic box. I'm not 100% sure that the one on the front there matches the one that's in the box. But it does seem to advertise MSN, Office, Play MP3, yeah, all the things Android can do. Weight 0.6 kilograms, which is not true if you put a brick in it. Let's open it up. Bing. We have an instruction book, which is actually written in absolutely fine English. Oh, the Chinese are getting very good at that. I'm quite disappointed. I might have to start downloading some really badly translated words to read in these reviews, because they were, let's face it, the best part. Power adapter. When we sell this, we will give a 3-pin adapter, not a 2-pin with an adapter. I said adapter far too much in that sentence. And of course we have the thing itself, wrapped in some nice foam. Screen protectors on it, of course. Yeah, it's got a shiny black top, it's got a matte black bottom. On the bottom it's got some specs, so we can read them. It's a WM8650 800MHz processor, which is a very, very popular mainboard actually. It's something that went out of production because they replaced it for a better one. And then they started making it about 2 weeks later because so many people said, oh, we want it, it's really cheap and it's really good. Yeah, and it's really cheap and really good, to be honest. Yeah, you can't complain. 6.98 TFT, 800x480, which is a decent resolution. Memory DDR256 MB, absolute standard, actually quite low memory. So we'll see how that affects it soon. On the side we have 2 full USB ports. We like that. They are labelled keyboard and mouse respectively, but you can put flash drives and electronic dildos, whatever you like, put in there. There's an SD card slot there that you can't see because there is no light today, despite it being the sunniest day in the whole of the world. Headphone and headphone and microphone there. On the back we have another full-size USB. That's 3 of them. Even my Dell Inspiron Duo netbook only has 2, so this is one up. And it has an Ethernet port, which mine doesn't, and a power adapter port, which mine does. And that's it. Screws on the bottom. It says 4GB on a sticker there. Let's open it up. The camera may have just fallen over there. Don't mind that, because I'm going to have to pick it up anyway. That's the keyboard. Keyboard on the laptop. It's the keyboard is probably about 80% the size of a normal keyboard. So it's a bit like those early Asus netbooks that are a bit cramped when typing. And in fact, my finger is more or less the size of a key. So if I mistype at all, I will type the wrong letter in. But, having said that, it's a standard laptop keyboard, not a good laptop keyboard. It's never going to be a good laptop keyboard for this price. But it works. Keys press down, keys come back up again. There's a function button there, and you've got F. The function button actually doesn't do much. There's a page up and page down over there. There's a sleep button there, and F11 and F12 merged onto those keys because Mr. China designer really wanted to get print screen and insert in. As you do. Right. Genuinely can't remember where the power button... Oh, it's here. Let's show you the screen actually. Whoop. Ah! You can see light. Let's switch the lights off. And the back. There we are. Okay, so this is the screen. This is the screen there. It's a 7-inch screen. It's got a bezel there. It's got some speakers either side. Well, some speaker grills either side. I don't know if it's actually speakers there. Let's turn it on. Do we have to hold it? Okay, it's loaded up now. I couldn't make the light any better, but it does seem to be a little bit clearer. Can we get some manual focus on that? No, not really. Move a bit closer though. Okay, so this is the screen. Now, this isn't a touch screen. There's nothing touchy about this at all. When we get this, we will be selling a resistive touchscreen model, which will make it a lot easier to activate some of these controls because, as you can see, there is a mouse pointer. Nothing wrong with the mouse pointer, but problem with Android is it's not designed to be used with a mouse pointer, it's designed to be used with a what's its face? One tempting touchscreen, that's the one. So some of the things are a bit finicky, like switching screens. You can switch screens with, I was going to say with left and right, but I think I just broke something. I know, I did not type comma. See, this is what happens when you have a tiny keyboard. But as you can see, you can use left and right to on the arrow keys to go between. Oh, this is terrible. To go between things. This is why the touchscreen model is going to be necessary. The arrow keys are actually a lot smaller than the letter keys, which is why I'm having so much issue with finding where they are by touch. But again, it's something you get used to, and it's 50 quid. 50 quid, you know. It's 50 quid. Just keep saying it. It's a full laptop that can do things for 50 quid. Right, let's open the browser. I'm going to get 50 quid's worth of browsing out of it. What have I been searching for? Absolutely nothing. It's on the mobile Google site, which is fine because, again, it's only really got cheap tablet internals, so it can't handle desktop sites particularly well. But let's have a look for Stormium. Let's see how well it loads the Stormium site up. As you can see, keys get pressed, letters come on screen, enter gets pressed, page loads. So exactly the same as a normal laptop. It loads Google fine. Let's click through to the Stormium website. There are two browsers. There's on these Chinese-made products, they seem to have put a browser that's got a rip-off of the Chrome desktop skin. I can't make it work, so yeah. Okay, so now we see another issue with lack of touchscreen. We have to navigate around with the arrow keys. Actually, that's a lot better than I thought it would be. It does the sort of the old mobile phone WAP days where it just goes between each hyperlink. So as long as you've got hyperlinks in the place where you want to read, it's all good. But yeah, I mean the drop-down things don't work without maybe clicking on them. Yeah. So, you know, it's hit and miss without a touchscreen. In fact, this site doesn't particularly work very well with a touchscreen anyway, with a iPad or anything like that. So, you know, it is what it is. Everyone knows what sorts of things these things can do anyway. So, we're not too worried about that, but as you can see, it performs not too badly. It loaded the site fairly quickly. The site's faithful to how it normally is in desktop browser. Can't complain. Let's have a look. Some other things. You've got Android Market here. This is the real Android Market. I haven't got the Google account registered to it, so I've not downloaded anything, I've not logged in. But it does work, I promise. You've got video and music player. Let's play a video and see what that's like. I'm not sure what this is, something they've loaded on at the factory, no doubt. There you go, look, smooth playback. It looks bright blue on the camera. I don't know if that's just the viewfinder and whether it looks like that for you, but it looks bright blue. On this, it looks absolutely perfectly normal colour. The background's supposed to be white, her dress is white. But yeah, again, for something that's got the internals of these cheap tablets you get on eBay, it's performing quite well. The video's smooth, picture's good, no complaints for that at all. Apart from I can't seem to get out of it. There we are. Escape twice. Oh, drop the camera again. Oh, this is difficult. Really should get a bigger filming area so I can get everything in shot at once. Photos, photo viewer, music viewer. Nothing important there. YouTube. Now, I have tried YouTube once, it didn't go very well. Let's search for Stormium on YouTube. I'm not 100% sure if it has Flash Player, so we'll find out together. Loading. Let's have a look at the Iron Samurai watch. Play, smooth, yes please. Yes, I think we got to this point last time and nothing happened. So let's have a look how it goes this time. Oh, there we go. Life's good when you can watch Stormium on YouTube. Ooh, what's that? That's shaky cam before the tripod happened. But Yeah, get the mouse out of the way. Again, looks absolutely bright blue on this this camera. Some weird things happening today with lighting. Buffering. There we are. That's my internet for you. Let's go into the main menu, which is down this corner here. And again, you can navigate using the arrow keys if you so wish. You've got things like Skype. There's no camera on this, by the way. No inward-facing or outward-facing camera. So Skype is very limited. I'm not sure why they've pre-installed it on here. Maybe a nutter did it. Some weather there. Picture capture, that's a screenshot, I presume. Office Suite will probably just be for viewing, not for writing, as these things generally are. And everything else is about standard. There's an Ethernet thing. I assume you sort your network settings out there for your Ethernet port. And you've got your Facebook, which will browse the book of faces. So, with this sort of thing, it entirely depends on what you want it for. If you're just wanting to look at Facebook in the coffee shop or something like that, I mean, actually, let's play Angry Birds while I'm talking, because that's an interesting experience. Then it's probably going to be alright. And just for MSN, stuff like that, or Facebook chat, or whatever you young'uns use these days. I would not do any long typing on it because of the small size of the keyboard. There's exactly the same reason that I wouldn't do any long typing on a normal netbook. But for the sorts of things use a netbook use, netbook use. Let's click play on this. It's all good, is what I was going to say. Right, now, could I get this to play last time? So conversely to what I was just saying, if you want to play games and stuff, this is a terrible thing to get. Don't get it, it's silly. Mainly because every single game on Android is designed for touch. Every single one, and none of them will be happy with a mouse and keyboard setup. So just don't even go there. If you really want games, I'd get a phone, not a tablet, because to get a tablet that runs games well, you've got to spend sort of twice the money on this. Twice the money than you would spend on this on something like an HTC or a Samsung, or maybe even a ZTE if you're pushing it. But I can't remember what I was saying anymore. Something about phones and games. Oh yes, tablets. For tablets, you've got to spend quite a lot on a decent tablet to get a game to run well. Phones, you can get sort of mid-range Samsung phones for about 50 quid. 50 quid without a contract. That's what you want, really, isn't it? So, in conclusion, this is a really nice piece of kit. The build quality is decent, if not fantastic, but nothing's going to fall apart. It just feels like the cheap plastic that you get all the time on Chinese stuff. Not really a problem, but just be warned. The screen's good. I like the screen very much. The keyboard is cramped, but works fine. The processing speed is actually really good for something like this. And yeah, you know, it's 50 quid. Just keep telling yourself it's 50 quid. You could buy about 6 of these for the price of a normal laptop. You could have an army of them, all with a different letter on the screen, and then you could spell some rude words to people with 1 letter per screen. Wouldn't that be brilliant? We could do something interesting with them, or useful. So, if you are looking at this and thinking, I would like one of those, then chances are you would like one of those, and I would highly recommend getting one. You can order them from Stormium as soon as we get them up on the site, and as we say, the difference in cost between this and the touchscreen model was about 2 quid. So we thought, sod it, we'll take 2 quid less profit and give you touchscreens, because then it's actually a usable device. And you can play your games, actually. They won't run particularly well because it's an old software, old hardware. But, you know, they'll be playable. You can switch screens. Touchscreen versus touchscreen, can't go wrong. I'm just rambling now. I'm going to shut up and go to bed. Thank you very much for watching. Please order this from Stormium.com. Have a good day.